This is the VOA Special English Education Report. The Obama administration says American schools should produce students who are college and career ready. What is the best way to do that? The National Center on Education and the Economy has some ideas. The center will be working with 8 states on a project to test board examination systems. Students who volunteer will take board examination classes similar to those found in other parts of the world. Once they pass the exams, they can leave high school as early as the end of the second year. Mark Tucker is president of this nonprofit organization. He says the aim is to make sure students finish high school with enough skills to succeed in at least a 2-year college. He says, in the United States, one is expected to go to high school for 4 years, and you get a diploma just for showing up or attending. It doesn't particularly attest to any level of accomplishment. What we're trying to do here is to change the system in the United States from one that is based on the time that is spent in the seat to one that is based on your actual accomplishments. The state projects will start as early as September of 2011. They will involve 10 to 20 high schools in each of 8 states. The states include Connecticut, Kentucky, Maine, and New Hampshire. The others are New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Vermont. Some educators and parents do not like the idea of sending students as young as 16 off to college. They say the students may not be socially ready for college. But Mark Tucker says students who pass the exams could stay in high school and take a demanding set of exams at the upper division level. That program is designed to prepare students for entrance into a competitive college or university. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has provided more than $1 million to start the program. Mark Tucker says he expects interest in the idea to grow. He says, "Our hope is that this will become the way school is in the United States. It will become the dominant way of going to high school." And that's the VOA Special English Education Report. Does your country use a board examination system? Tell us about it. You can post your comments at our newly redesigned website, voaspecialenglish.com.
This is the VOA Special English Education Report. Parents are a child's first teachers, but some parents never learned from good examples. In New York City, a nonprofit agency called Covenant House tries to help homeless young mothers become good parents. The 12 or so teenagers who live at the shelter attend parenting classes 4 days a week. The class is called Mommy and Me. Teacher Dolores Clemens is a mother of 5 and a grandmother. She teaches basic skills, like how to give a baby a bath and how to dress a baby depending on the season. She remembers one student who learned from her mother not to pick up a crying baby. The mother said that would only make the child needy and overly demanding. Dolores Clemens told the student, "That's not true. You have to hold your baby. He is crying for a reason. If you never pick him up, he is going to keep crying. Pick your baby up. Cuddle your baby. Hug him. Dolores Clemens says her students also learn how to be good mothers by letting themselves be mothered. She said, "I'm doing something for them that never has been done for them before." Around 350 teenage mothers graduate from Covenant House's Mommy and Me class every year. Natasha is in class one day with her baby son. She lived on the streets. She is glad not only for the warmth and shelter of Covenant House, she is also glad for the help they offer in seeking a more secure life. She said, "They help you do your resume, your cover letter, and everything you need for a job interview. And they help you find a job." Some teenage mothers wish they could be children themselves again. 18-year-old Placida knows that feeling. She says being a mother is hard. She said, "You have to get up every 2 hours in the middle of the night, and you can't go out and say, 'I am going to buy this for myself.' No. I have to buy Pampers, clothes, and food." The World Health Organization says the United States has 41 births for every 1,000 girls age 15 to 19 per year. That is higher than other developed countries, as well as some developing ones. By comparison, Canada has 14 births for every 1,000 girls age 15 to 19, and Mexico has 82. And that's the VOA Special English Education Report. You can comment on this report at voaspecialenglish.com.
I'm Alex Villarreal with the VOA Special English Education Report. Most American schools have boys and girls in the same classroom. But a public high school in the small rural town of Boonesboro, Maryland, offers a special program. Top students in the 9th and 10th grades can attend single-sex classes for math, science, English, and social studies. The aim is to help teenagers keep their mind on their work by keeping males and females apart. Rebecca Brown chooses the students for what Boonesboro High School calls the Academy. She says, "What we really want to do is take that top group of kids and take them to the very highest level they can achieve here so that they're prepared for college." Placement in the Academy is voluntary. Students are invited after middle school. They need good grades, high test scores, and strong teacher recommendations. They also need to be involved in activities. Almost 350 students have taken part in the Academy. It began as an experiment in 2004. Michael Baer has been at Boonesboro High for 20 years and directs the Academy. His 9th grade English class for boys centers on books that he believes boys find interesting. One of those books, for example, is The Call of the Wild by Jack London. This classic story tells of a dog stolen from his home and sold to work as a sled dog during Canada's Klondike Gold Rush. On this day, the students are working in small groups. Two students explain why they are drawing pictures that relate to the story. Drawing helps them visualize the setting of the story and gets them to think more about the important events of the story. Morgan Van Fleet is a senior at Boonesboro High. She likes being in the academy. She says boys and girls act differently when they are together in a classroom. She says it is easier to focus on the lesson and the homework in a single-sex class. There is one activity that girls and boys in the academy do together. At the end of the day, many of them stay and help tutor students who are having trouble in school. For VOA Special English, I'm Alex Villarreal. Tell us what you think about single-sex classes. You can comment on our website, voaspecialenglish.com. You can also find transcripts and MP3s of our programs. And you can find us on Facebook and Twitter at VOA Learning English. This is the VOA Special English Education Report. Today we answer a question from a listener in Brazil who wants to know about the United States Military Academy at West Point. West Point is a college for future Army officers. It has more than 4,000 students. The students are called cadets. The school is located about 80 kilometers north of New York City. West Point is the oldest continuously occupied military post in the United States. General George Washington built a fort there during the Revolutionary War. The aim was to protect the Hudson River from the British soldiers. He moved his headquarters to West Point in 1779 in the middle of the war. In 1802, President Thomas Jefferson signed legislation to establish the military academy at West Point. The education centered on civil engineering. West Point graduates designed many roads, bridges, harbors, and railways for the young nation. Today, math and science are still a large part of the education, but cadets can choose from almost 50 areas of study. If cadets major in the humanities, they must also take many classes in engineering. Not all the young men and women at West Point are American. This year, 58 are from other countries. As many as 60 cadets can be international students. International students are nominated by their governments. They must satisfy physical and educational requirements. They must also do well on the test of English as a foreign language. After graduation, they return home to serve in their nation's armed forces. Other services besides the Army also accept foreign students at their academies. Major Joe Sowers, a West Point public affairs officer, says information about the military academy is available through American embassies. He says the presence of international students at West Point serves a purpose for the Army. Major Sowers says cultural understanding is important for a modern-day officer. He says the American cadets begin the process of understanding that the world is bigger than their hometown and West Point and the United States of America. He says it is important for the cadets to establish relationships with those who come from different backgrounds. And that's the VOA Special English Education Report. You can learn more about higher education in the United States from our Foreign Student series at VOA Special English.
This is the VOA Special English Education Report. In 2009, Special English website users began posting comments about our stories on our website. The education reports have received many of those comments. We began the year in the middle of our Foreign Student series. These were reports about how foreign students could attend a college or university in the United States. The report that received the most comments, 73, told how to qualify for free training at an American community college. The next highest number of comments was 49. They were about a report on services at American colleges that help foreign students adjust to studying in the United States. Close behind, with 48 comments, was a report about financial aid. 47 comments followed a story about college student grade expectations. And 46 people wrote in reaction to our guide to writing college papers. Other education stories included the deaths of college test preparation pioneer Stanley Kaplan and music educator Bess Lomax Hawes. We explained the work of school nurses. We had a report about what foreign exchange students thought about American high schools. We discussed the California Digital Textbook Program as well as the use of digital textbooks in general. We talked to education experts about teaching handwriting, choosing a college, and publishing research in medical journals. And we looked at the job market for American college graduates as well as for foreign students who finish their educations at American colleges. Now, we would like your help. Please write with suggestions or questions you would like us to answer about American education. We might be able to answer them on this program. In December, for example, we answered a question about educational technology. And we are preparing to answer a few other questions. One is about educator John Dewey. Another is about the United States Military Academy at West Point. Post your comments and questions on our website, voaspecialenglish.com. You can also find transcripts, MP3s, and podcasts of our programs, including our Foreign Student series. We look forward to hearing from you. And that's the VOA Special English Education Report.